Hello, we're here to present our group presentation Appeal to Fear. This is going to be our free write, so you guys can pause it right now and do your free write. Okay, so what is appeal to fear exactly? Appeal to fear is a fallacy that is used in order to persuade people to do certain things. We will often see it lingering around healthcare billboards or advertisement online. One of the example of appeal to fear is my mom is a very important person in this city. If you don't give me what I want, that can easily ruin you. This is appeal to fear because appeal to fear is a fallacy that use violence in order to persuade people in order to get what an individual actually want. After this, I'm going to show you an advertisement that uses appeal to fear.
If this is how your child feels after losing you for a minute, just imagine if they lost you for life.
That advertisement is actually an anti-smoking advertisement. They use appeal to fear as a technique in order to persuade people by using one of the most relevant situations today, which is leaving your kid alone while taking a smoke break. And when you watch that advertisement, you realize how common it is today. When one parent or both actually would leave their kids by themselves while they go and take a smoke break. And that is appeal to fear because when you do go for a smoke break, whether it is a minute or, you know, 2 minute, like as stated on that advertisement, that the narrator stated, your kid is scared of being by themselves just for a minute. Imagine what it would do to them to lose you for a lifetime. That word itself is appeal to fear. While talking about appeal to fear, does appeal to fear have another word? Yes, it does. The Romans actually call it fallacy ad baculum, or for resorting to violence. This fallacy, use of violence in order to persuade people. The violence do not need to be physical, but just by using certain words or things, they can make people fear just as easily. As what we can see from the advertisement before, the last word said by the narrator, it's scary for any parent to hear that. So that is why the advertisement before is appeal to fear. So I got this example and explanation all from the textbook. Speak softly but carry a big stick, once said by President Theodore Roosevelt. This illustrates an attempt to have it both ways, an appeal to reason for starters, recourse to coercion, or the threat of coercion as backup if needed. So when you say a certain things easily, you always have to have a backup, like a mean one, in order to get people to actually want to listen to you. That is basically what President Theodore Roosevelt said.
There are two variables to appeal to fear argument. I'll be using X and Y to help you better understand this example. The X in this example would be hustling back on defense, and the Y in this example would be having the hardest practice of their lives tomorrow. If the players do not do what is being asked of them, which is X, hustling back on defense, then they will suffer the consequences stated by the coach, which is Y, having the hardest practice of their lives tomorrow. The coach uses appeal to fear in this example in order to get his players to do what he is asking.
Provide one specific academic example of the fallacy in use. A way that appealing to fear can be used with academics is the idea of going to a university directly after high school. Students have been taught throughout school that they're working towards getting into a good college. Because of this, high schoolers spend their years overworking themselves. Universities appeal to students' fears because they make them believe that if they don't go directly to a high-ranked school, then they will be unsuccessful and struggle throughout their careers/lives. Students will rather take the traditional path of going to a university after high school because they fear what would happen if they take a more untraditional path. Provide two specific examples of the fallacy as it appears in pop culture. For my first example, I talk about how appealing to fear is used throughout social media marketing and mostly towards health-related issues. With platforms like Twitter and Instagram, it's a free space to spread information easily. And with the COVID pandemic, a majority of social media users began spreading information about the virus by appealing to fear, and it had a big impact on many users. This fear of the unknown effects of the virus led many people to stay home and social distance in order to keep themselves and others safe. Without this appear to feel, everyone would have ignored the virus without knowing the consequences. My second example is all throughout the internet, there are companies attempting to sell products to do with weight loss. They appeal to fear and make the audience feel as if they have to lose weight in order to be healthy. They use this as a way to easily sell their products with putting fear into their customers. Online companies have a large audience that they can reach easily, which gives them access to vulnerable people that are willing to believe anything they see online. It is an effective strategy because these platforms are completely catered to each user, so their products will be shown to someone who has been looking for something similar.